Coming up on News 13, we're going to have an hour-long live show from right here outside the Regency and Sam's Club on 23rd Street from what they're calling Insurance Village. When you're driving on the roadways, you're going to hear a lot of sirens going through. I know that there's a lot of traffic on these major roadways right now, but when you hear these sirens, these are people that need to get where they're going, and it's important that you get yourself out of their way as quickly as possible. We're about a week out from the hurricane hitting. How good does it taste to have a hot meal barbecue from Kansas City?
Real good.
It kind of feels like a super fun tailgate here almost. I think that's fair to say.
Right.
You've been here most of the day. How have you seen the spirits of the people that have come in and out of your lot today?
The people have just, it's been really humbling that we could have a small part in helping them.
It's a little bit different when the power's out and the sun starts to set. It can get a little scary, but you guys have all been out here. There's just such a strong presence for law enforcement. What have you guys been doing to make sure that the community is still secure and safe?
Well, work with the county commission.
They said as long as we have stuff, we're going to be cooking up food, we're going to be serving it, we're going to be handing out supplies, but we saw how quickly all of this stuff went today, and that really shows you the demand and the need. People need help here. You're open for 16 days, and then Hurricane Michael hits.
Right.
What's going through your mind when that happens and you know that you have damage to a building you just worked so hard on?
Well, it was tough. It was tough to watch it unfold.
I mean, right after the storm, things looked really bad. And it was the kind of thing where you walked outside and you were like, how will we rebuild? It was hard to process that this would all be cleaned up and eventually back to normal. And the amount of work they've done in just under a week since the storm hit, it's just insane. A lot of people have been discussing education during this time. I know you said your goal is to get students back in school within a month. How do you plan on getting them back as soon as possible?
Just forcing the issue.
You've been out here all day. What has the reaction been from the people who have come here to eat your food?
Everybody's been great, considering what everyone's probably going through.
You've had your boots on the ground out in this community. You've seen everything from when the hurricane first hit to now. What have been some of the most encouraging things that you've seen going on in the community since Hurricane Michael?
Well, again, that would be people's attitude about helping each other.
We have just a few minutes left here from the Toyota Panama City lot. We got to meet a lot of great people today, a lot of people doing a lot of good for the community, a lot of people who came out here who really needed a lot of help, but this was able to take their minds off of the destruction that Hurricane Michael has brought to their lives. We're here in Panama City Beach near Hutchison and Front Beach, and now the common theme has been about moving forward, and we're starting to see that with a lot of these businesses opening up again. We're right at the county line between Franklin and Gulf. Now, Lookout Lounge is what you see here behind us, or rather what's left of Lookout Lounge. To see it look the way it does now, what does it feel like?
It's just kind of devastating. It's this was built to hurricane code. It's supposed to be Cat 5 code, and to see something like this storm come through and do this is pretty amazing.
You said you lived here for 4 years, so the community is near and dear to your hearts. Just coming in here and seeing it for the first time, what emotions did you guys feel?
I was floored.
In the past few days, we've been all around Bay County, so now we're getting to these outer-lying counties as well because there is so much destruction here. Lookout Lounge obviously being one of those places that is extremely destroyed. You told me that you used to sit out on the deck here at Sunset Grill to see the way it is now. I mean, we still have the wine glasses up there that look okay, but to see the rest of it the way it is, what's going through your mind?
I just can't believe it. I just can't believe that that Mother Nature has this kind of power. When you see it firsthand, when you're standing here, it's so hard to grasp it.
The devastation just to the blind eye, it's just shocking. Did you ever imagine that this would be something you would deal with? I mean, living on the coast, you know that you get storms, but something of this magnitude?
Well, we bought flood insurance, so we're better off than maybe a few people, but
Port St. Joe's beloved by so many people, and you have so many visitors that come year-round to enjoy this town. Can you just talk about what they can expect? Because people are going to be able to come back. This community will rebuild.
This community will rebuild, and if you have been driving around today, you'll see how this community kind of comes together.
It's the Port St. Joe way.
It is. It's the Gulf County way.
It is. I love that. Thank you so much for talking to us, Christy.
Thank you all for coming down today. We appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you so much again. And as Christy said, this community is going to rebuild.